everybody, welcome. It is round 17, Melly. Round 17, 3 rounds to go. 3 rounds to go before the finals, and still currently only 2 teams are still only eliminated. However, this week is make or break because the difference between 5th and 6th is actually 3 games. So basically means Renegades or Sugar Daddies who play each other this week, whoever loses has to lose the rest of their 2 games. And out of Rangers, Top Guns and Trust the Process have to win the rest of their games, and Rangers and Trust the Process play each other. So one team is definitely eliminated this week. One more team is definitely eliminated this week. If we go to the ladder real quickly, Maltese Falcons are on top on 44 points, with Gods of Olympus on 44 points, and Second Destroy on 44 points. The difference in all that is points 4. So the actual average points for Maltese Falcons is 381, and Gods of Olympus is 380. So they're going to go right down the line. They actually play each other this week, which is really fantastic. So we'll get to that game in a minute. Second Destroy play Top Guns. And they're, as I said, 44. Renegade Sugar Daddies play each other. Another big one there, 40 points as well. Jabronis and On Rolling, they also play each other. There's no point. Rangers and Trust the Process play each other. So what is it? 1, 2, 3 teams, 4 teams right next to each other on the ladder all play each other this week. So it's a lot of 12 pointers, if it really mattered, really. But anyway, you doing all right there? Good stuff. Alright, we've got Melly a new seat after she fell off last week. But anyway, let's get to the first game. It is Second Destroy versus Top Guns. Projections, 370 for Second Destroy, 363 for Top Guns. They have had Second Destroy have had 3 players play at the moment. It's Friday, it is about 2 o'clock in the morning. Top Guns have 1 player play at the moment. Second Destroy are on 138. Top Guns are on 26. Joe Danaher had a great game, so because of pretty much his game, Second Destroy have gone up by 2 points projections. He had 51 as a half forward, had a pretty good game, 4 goals, took probably second mark of the year, or third mark of the year, behind Cyril's mark and Jeremy Howe's mark, in my opinion. Jack Stevens in the midfield got 55, which is very, very serviceable and fantastic. However, Seb Ross was down in his usual output with 32. The rest of his team, Jonathan Patton, after kicking 4 goals 2 games in a row, so he kicked 5 goals last week, 4 goals this week. He's up against Sydney this week though. He's at full forward. Paddy Ryder is a utility, which is an interesting one. Zach Smith is up against Big Boy McAvoy's. He's been on fire, so Zach Smith is in the ruck there. Rory Laird as the halfback, doing what he usually does. Last week he had 23 kicks, for example, and 5 rebound 50s, 4 1%ers, so that's pretty fantastic. And Matt Predis, who only had 6 tackles last week, down in production, 41 points as a tackler. Amazing he's not going with Clayton Oliver there, but oh well. Still slide bottom as interchange. So that's his team there. Let's go to Top Guns now, who are on 26 points. Nick Rewald had a bit of a disappointing game as a half forward. I think he only kicked the 1 goal maybe. So yeah, only 1 goal, 3 inside 50s, 5 marks, so 26 points, not very good. He's gone with Eddie Betts. Actually, and even Top Gun's projections actually changed, to be honest. Top Gun's projections now... they've gone up in projections to 373. No, that's not right. They're projected for 363. They were projected for 373. So he's gone down in 10 points in projections. Eddie Betts, full forward. Gibbs is his utility, which is a good choice in my opinion. Betts is a little bit out of form, by the way, so seriously, I think he hasn't kicked many goals lately. But Melbourne over there, see how he goes there. Gibbs is the utility. Zeebel's the midfielder. Trelaw is the follower. Mumford is the ruck. Mumford has been very disappointing lately, actually. I think last week he got 33 hit-outs, but he hasn't been very, very good. Heath Shaw's the halfback. Brad Evans is the tackler. And Lee Montagna is the interchange. Yeah, Lee Montagna got 43 as a midfield this week, I think. But bit of controversy over the team selections there because Mick Brennan changed it, but I'm pretty sure that's his team. It's a similar team to what he had last week. If that one there, so Brad Hill was his half forward last week. He did change it and put Nick Rewalt this week after Rewalt kicked 4 or 5 last week. Anyway, that's the team there. Who's going to win? Second Destroy got off to a really good start, but then Seb Ross has been a little bit of a letdown. In my opinion, if I look at the teams, I reckon perhaps... let's go for an upset. Top Guns to win in that one. So let's go to the next game. It's On Rolling versus Jabronis. We'll be real quick in this one because no one cares. They don't care. I don't care. Tom Bellchambers, 36 in the ruck, had a pretty good game today. Jabronis have had no one play at the moment. Actually, I think they have had someone play, have they? Yeah, they have. They had Michael Hurley, who's been fantastic lately. Probably best on ground last night. 5-1 percenters, 27 possessions, 59 as a halfback he got. So that's his team. We'll have a look at second destroyers. I'm rolling. Sorry, Coley. It is 2 AM, guys. Give me a break. I'm rolling. Jack Darling is full forward. Kennedy is back though, so I know he's been good lately, but Kennedy's back now, so that make a bit of a difference. Michael Walters is the half forward, so the Western Derby. Both those players have got to represent. I'm rolling. Robbie Gray is utility. Only 62 points to utility. Or he's only averaging 62 points to utility. Last week he had a bit of a shocker, to be honest. Did kick 3 goals, but utility might not be the right position. Who's he up against? North Melbourne? Who knows? Taylor Rams is a midfielder with Joel Selwood as a follower. Selwood always has a big game against Hawthorn. Tom, as I said, Bill Chambers has already played. Hibbert's the halfback. Hibbert's been great lately. I think last week might have been his worst week he's had for a very long time. Until other than that, he's getting like 60s and 70s. Swallow's the tackler, so Swallow's been really good. Doing alright? Fix your ear up. Swallow's been really good, and Luke Parker's interchange. That's actually I would have found room for Luke Parker. Luke Parker's been very, very good lately. 17 contested possessions last week and 29 possessions, 10 clearances. Surely there's a spot for Luke Parker in that team. Anyway, let's have a look at Jacob Jabroni's. He's gone Tom McDonald's to full forward after Tom McDonald's kicked 4 and 5 goals the last couple of weeks. So that's a bit of a change. Jesse Hogan is the half forward, so a bit of a Melbourne forward line there. Josh Kennedy, who was a laid out last week, is back in this week. His utility. Doherty and Shields, well, their midfielders have been great. Shields last week, I think, had 31 possessions, so he was pretty good. And Doherty, well, Doherty's been fantastic all season. Jacobs in the ruck. He's up against Gawn this week. Hurley, where he said he's already played 55 points or 56 points, whatever he had as a halfback, 59 points, sorry. Lukey Dowhouse is the tackler. Did alright last week. Wasn't great, 5 tackles. And yeah, other than that, there wasn't really much else to choose on for Jabronis. So the projections for that game at the moment, 341 for I'm Rolling and 361 for Jabronis. I reckon Jabronis will win that and put I'm Rolling hopefully to the bottom of the ladder, I think, which would be fantastic. Anyway, let's move on to Sugar Daddies versus Renegades. Sugar Daddies versus Renegades. This is 4th versus 5th. The winner, guaranteed final. The loser, I've looked at the fixtures and both teams got a tough run. If Stiff loses, tough run coming up for Stiff if he loses. So he's got to be really mindful here. 2 weeks ago, he might have been told the ladder. 3 weeks ago. Anyway, so far Renegades have had no one play. Projections, he was projected for 399. Sugar Daddies was projected for 375 after one person playing, which was Brendan Goddard as a halfback who got 47 points. He's projected for 377 now, so 2 extra points. Let's look at his team. Tom Lynch full forward against Collingwood. Jeremy Cameron playing in the Derby as a half forward. Only got the 1 goal last week, but generally he does normally have a bit of a better game, I think, for the Battle of the Bridge. Sorry, not the Derby. Josh Kelly, well, he's been good all year, so averaging 87, got 10 tackles last week and 34 possessions, so he's been good all year. Ollie Wines is coming to the midfield. Last week was very good, and he's averaging 51 as a midfielder. Matt Crouch, clearance. Matt Crouch gets possessions, that's what he does, is get possessions. Gordon, ever since he's come back from injury, hasn't been great. He did get 38 hit-outs last week, but he hasn't been the best in terms of going around the ground. But you don't want him in that position as around the ground anyway. Goddard, as we said, has already played. Bontempelli is the tackler this week. 14 contested possessions and 6 tackles last week. And Dyson Hebble's interchange. Dyson Hebble today would have got 45 as a midfield, 38. Other than that, didn't really do much else. 35 as a half forward maybe, but not much else there for him. And obviously he's lost crit for the year and so forth. So I've got a look at Renegades now. Renegades, Josh Kennedy is back. He is making a welcome return. He is moved to the forward line for Renegades, full forward. Toby Green's a half forward. Scotty Pennery this week is going to get the utility spot against Gold Coast. Normally does have a big game against Gold Coast as well, so we'll see how he goes. Gaff in the midfield with Mark Murphy as the follower. Witts has been really good up against Brody Grundy this week, up against his old team as well, so that'll be interesting. He's been really good in the ruck. And Luke Hodge. Stand up for Hodgie. Tip the hat off to you, Hodgie. The general, the captain. You're upset Hodgie's leaving? Yeah, he's gonna retire. It's a bit upsetting. It's alright, Melly. That's right. Luke Hodge, halfback. He's gonna have a killer game. We're gonna win the game. We're gonna win it. You watch. On your Luke Hodge. 4-time premiership player. 3-time captain. 2-time Song medalist. 3 Australians. Captain of the Australian. He wasn't even the captain of the team. What a man. Luke Hodge. Anyway, Rory Sloane is the tackler this week. So he did have a good game again last week, but he will get tagged again by Bernie Vince as well. So he's the tackler. So who's going to win that game? I've looked at the fixtures. Now, if I win this week, it means I've got a better chance. And because I played stiff the last game of the year, I want Sugars to win to give me a chance to still make the finals. So I'm going for Sugar. Yeah, Sugar? Alright. Next game, let's go to my game. It's Trusted Process versus Rangers Anonymous. Projections are very close. Projections from Trusted Process, 352, considering I don't have a ruck. Because Lycett was late injury and I drafted badly. Rangers Anonymous project for 357 on that one. So let's look at the teams. Rewell is the full forward this week. Hopefully he has a massive game against Brisbane. Lance Franklin's a half forward. Yeah, he doesn't do that well sometimes in the Battle of the Bricks, so let's see how he goes. Lyons has been better than expected. He's the utility. He's been great for me actually. I'm pretty happy with Lyons, and at the moment him or Rewalt may be my retained player. Because Dane Beams is too injury prone. He's the midfielder. Sam Mitchell is the follower. Jared Ruffhead has come to the ruck, my aide. Hopefully Ruffhead has a big game. Jeremy Howe is the halfback after his injury last week. And Scott Searle is a welcome addition back to as a tackler. Callum Ward's been great as interchange. He's been fantastic. Last week had like 30-something possessions, 10 clearances, 12 contested possessions, 8 tackles. So, can't find a spot, good spot for him there. Let's have a look at Rangers Anonymous. Ben Brown has been on fire. Kicked 4 goals last week. He's actually, I think, 5th in the goal kicking this year. So he's been pretty great. Chad Wingard is a half forward. Last week he only got the 1 goal, but he's back in the midfield and he's getting possessions now and gets lots of inside 50s, so he's a pretty good half forward spot. Trent Cotchin is utility. 83 averages of utility. Didn't have a good game last week, but you expect him to bounce back against Brisbane. Tom Mitchell, he's just a ball magnet. He gets the ball wherever he goes. He loves balls. In fact, I think he's been at the Gay Pride Parade because he loves playing with balls. Case Simpson is the follower. Nan Curvis in the ruck against Stephen Martin. Interesting one there. And Rance is the half back there. Nat Fyfe the tackler. Mitch Wallace interchange, and I noticed there's no room for Gary Ablett in the team. So Nat Fyfe last week, 80 contested possessions and 4 tackles, so that will be alright. Obviously Ablett forgot to get put into the team with that one. So projections 352, trust the process. Rangers Anonymous 357. Loser is out. Winner may have it, still have a shot, still have a chance. That's it. Top of the table clash. First versus second. Differential of averages 1 point for the year. So whoever wins is obviously going to be like a game clear. Well, it depends if Bossy wins, of course. But they're going to be in the prime position for that number 1 spot, that buy, and the $50 back. Everyone's got to pay up, by the way, or whatever. I've got to sort it out. Form line, both teams have won 3 out of the last 4. Let's have a look at the projections this week. The projections actually are Rangers Anonymous, Gods of Olympus. Gods of Olympus 395. Maltese Falcons projected for 375. 392. However, he has had 2 players placed to date, and his projections has dropped down to 375. But lately, we have seen Mick score some low scores too. Last week though, he didn't. He got 434 last week. Tom Hawkins always has a big game against the Hawks. He's at full forward. Taylor Walker is at half forward. Dane Zorko, who's just been absolutely on fire and getting, I think, 96 as averaging as a utility is fantastic. Dustin Martin had his worst game of the year last week. You expect him to bounce back against Brisbane. Tom Rockcliffe might go up against Dustin Martin. Who knows? Actually, Rockcliffe's probably too slow to do that. So Rockcliffe's the follower. Big boy McAvoy. Now, everyone, just so you know, Mick actually got advice from his girlfriend, so we'll call her Jenny for now, Kiko. Whether he should play Stephen Martin or Big Boy McAvoy, and she said to play the Big Boy. So Big Boy McAvoy's in there as a ruck. He got 53 hitouts last week, and he's been on fire. He's been one of Hawthorn's best. He'll be coming second in the runner-up behind Tom Mitchell for Hawks, I reckon, in the best and fairest. But he's up against Geelong this week, so See how he goes. Luke Shuey is a halfback. It's a low score for a halfback. How would he go? I don't know. Brad Crouch is the tackler, and Lockie Whitfield makes interchange. Now, Brad Crouch always gets some possessions and tackles. Bad game last week. See how he goes this week. So, and obviously no room for Steph Martin in that one. Maltese Falcons, they have had 2 people play. They've had Zach Merritt, who got 57 as a midfielder. Great effort from Zach Merritt, 57.5 actually. But Jack Steele was a tackler. Now, the last few weeks he's been getting 17 tackles and he's getting 50 points and 40 points. Only the 18 points for Jack Steele this week, so it's a bit disappointing. Jenkins is the full forward against the D's. Dangerfield is the half forward, gets plenty of kicks, gets plenty of inside 50. Last week he got 9 inside 50s, that's what he does. Last year he broke the record for inside 50s and got 2 cheap late goals last week. Against the Hawks, he likes playing against the Hawks, so we'll see how it goes. Cruiser is utility. Cruiser's probably been the form player in the competition, and that's the whole competition Cruiser has been. Been on fire, he's averaging 95 as utility. So both utilities are averaging over 90s, which should be a good one. Mitch Duncan finds a spot in the midfield this week. Last week he got 38 possessions and 17 contested possessions last week, so not bad there. As we said, Zach Merritt's played. Grundy's in the ruck against his old pal Jared Witts. Jake Law's a halfback. Jake Law's been good all year, averaging 50. Jack Steele's been a bit down. He was averaging 40 as a tackler, only got the 18. And Lockie Neal, unlucky to lose his spot, is in as the interchange. Who's going to win that one? Michael hasn't had anyone play. Fennick has. One of his players was pretty bad. I'm going to take it. I think Mick's players have got a pretty good fixture in terms of who they're playing against. So I might go with Mick in that one. So that's it, everyone. We've got to start organising $50 to do whatever we've got to do to pay up. Good luck to everyone except for... I think I want Stiff to lose and I want Kevin to lose. So, see yous. Millie, stand up for Hodgie.